Watch Nighttiger Comics!
Watch
Tiger Comics.
Tiger Comics!
Nighttiger Comics! Nighttiger Comics! Watch Nighttiger Comics!
Yeah!
All right, it's 1 in the morning here in Ocala, Florida. I'm Mike Smith. This is Nighttiger Comics channel, bringing you a dollar haul. So every book's $1 except for the very last book, which was $7. Sponsored by Old Crow Whiskey. Cheap but good. Take a sip here. So, hit the LCS today. I probably spent 2 hours there going through back issue bins. Oh, shoot, I don't even know what I spent. Probably $50. So this might be a little bit of a long haul. Like I said, everything's $1. Did I say sponsored by Oak Crow? Let's take a shot. That'll be it for the video. So cheers to all the comic book junkies out there. Okay, so let's get into this. We'll start out with a Bronze Age issue. Classic Doc Samson versus the Hulk issue, number 193, November 1975. Herb Trimpe art. There's another artist that is at work on here with him. I can't remember what it is, but it's Len Wein on the scripts. So you know this is going to be a damn good comic. There ain't no doubts. This is going to be really good. So if you find this for less than $5, Nighttiger says pick this up. Okay. Moving on. This is just early black costume. So this is what, 3 issues after the initial black costume appearance in 252. And this is from July 1984. Don't even know who does this cover. But it was $1. You had to pick it up, right? Right. Okay. Moving on. So this is like the 3rd volume of Machine Man. This is Machine Man, what, 2020? But it's Barry Windsor Smith art on the cover and in the interiors. Now, if you know Barry Windsor Smith, he is very detailed in his work. He is very meticulous. He doesn't meet deadlines because he just really works on the detail, on the art. So anytime you can find a Barry Windsor Smith book, you definitely want to pick it up, especially for $1. And he's been notorious not meeting deadlines because his detail is just so good. So this is from August 1994. And if you see this in the dollar bin, you want to pick it up. I'm going to pause this because the new member of the family, Negrito, is begging to come in. All right, here we are with Mr. Negrito, which is Blackie in Spanish. What do we get for the dollar stuff? We have first appearance of Centurion, Iron Man number 143, February 1981. Probably, it looks like, yep, definitely Bob Layton work. Probably interiors also. I haven't read it yet. We have a S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. This is first appearance of Melinda May, a high-level S.H.I.E.L.D. agent from February 2015. I never really got into this show. And I've watched it several times, but there's just something about it. It doesn't draw me in. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can tell me if you like it or not. I don't know. Web of Spider-Man number 90. This is anniversary issue, 30 years of Spider-Man, double page teaser of Spider-Man 2099 and first appearance of a Venom and Galactus character. July 1992. You got your 90s gimmick cover. Okay, Bronze Age, Werewolf by Night number 3. I don't know how this ended up in the dollar bin. I guess because it may be spiral or miscut. First appearance of Dragoness, a demon who could be summoned by the Darkhold spell. January 1973. And this, I believe, is Mark Plug art. Is it Mike Plug? Anything with Mike Plug, you definitely want to pick up. His art is just so stylistic and beautiful. Okay, up next we have a later issue of Defenders. It's 103. First appearance of Null, the Living Darkness. I don't know who that is. I don't give a crap, but I always liked the Defenders run. It was written really well, even from issue 1. There was something about this kind of team, non-team, or as it's called, that I really liked. And I preferred it over the Avengers. Let me know, did you prefer Defenders over Avengers or Avengers over Defenders? So my biggest character that I love out of comics, period, is Batman. So Detective Comics number 501, April 1981. First appearance of Julia Marquis, or A.K. Julia Pennyworth, daughter of Alfred. And that was $1. And Jim Aparo art on the cover. Jim Aparo did this long run from like 72 all the way up to like 1983 or 84. In Brave and the Bold and Detective Comics. And he was drawing Batman just consistently, and it was really good. Detective Comics number 773, October 2002. This is the first appearance of Jessica Midnight, an agent of Checkmate. Have no clue what that is. I don't care. But I love Batman, so picked it up. This may have been in the 50-cent bin, because I can't see me paying $1 for that. Choking cover. So this is weird. Special edition Spider-Man number 1 from 1992. Battle of Spider-Man and Daredevil versus Venom issue exclusively obtained. So this is exclusively obtained by the UNICEF mail-in charity drive. I don't know how I came across this. This is like a $20 book, so I looked it up. Spider-Man Special Edition number 1 from November 1992. So this was a mail-in for the charity of UNICEF. Pretty cool. What do we have here? I wanted to read this because it's Doom Patrol and the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad's got a new movie out. And this is from 1998. I looked through it. I didn't find the art all that appealing. I'm hoping the story is much better. Now, I already have this, but I could not pass this up. Brian Boland, Camelot. Camelot 3000. Which is interesting about this is the first time that DC deviated from newsprint and went to Baxter paper in 1983. But a beautiful, beautiful Good Girl cover. I picked up 2. I already have a copy. They had 6 of these. I almost bought them all. I was going to buy them all, but I said, Brian Boland is just an immense artist. But the thing about him is, it's again like Barry Windsor Smith. He's so detailed that he can't meet deadline, and he even admits it, that he doesn't do a lot of interior work. In this run of Camelot 3000, he does the full interior work. He does the full interior work of Captain Dread, but other than that, you won't find any Brian Boland interior work. I know he does some Animal Man covers, and later Gotham City or something like that, detective. But he rarely does interior work. So if you can find these series where he does interior work, pick it up because he's meticulous in detail. His art is just off the board. It's so gorgeous. And I found this full run in the 50-cent bin. They had it at my LCS in the dollar bin. I almost picked up another one, but I figured I already had it. But like I say, if you can find Brian Bolland interior work on a series, you want to pick it up. He is such a great artist. I already had this, decided to pick up a second issue. I almost picked up 3 more. It's just a great homage of Action Comics #1. It's the return of Superman to the title, and it's by George Perez, who's, George Perez, another great detail artist. Anatomy is correct, and it's eye candy when George Perez is doing pencils. This is number 693, July 89. Now, if you know this channel, I love Golden Age. It's what I prefer. So I picked this up just simply because an homage to Captain Marvel in the Marvel family. DC Adventures of DC Universe #7, October 1997. And just a great homage to the Shazam family. Nice near mint copy of that. And then this is the last issue of the series, number 19. I think it's a great Wonder Woman cover. It's got Catwoman on it. It's from October 1998. $1 definitely worth spent on this. So this next series, I was buying off the newsstand. I never completed the run, and I'm hoping one day to do so. I'm always finding them in the dollar bin. So this is the first appearance of Uncle Sam in All-Star Squadron number 31, March 1984. Jerry Oldroyd cover. And this is the first appearance of Uncle Sam in the series. This was initiated by Roy Thomas, who's a great fan of the Golden Age, trying to bring all the characters from DC, Quality, and Fawcett into this series, and he definitely does a great job. Nice near mint copy. You can find near mint copies of this for $1 all the time. I will complete this series at one point. It is a great read from issue 1, and I have several copies of number 1. So I've been doing the DC Females First Ladies. This happened to be part of the research. All-Star Squadron number 45. This is actually the death of the Golden Age character of Miss Liberty, and the origin of Liberty Bell. So just a strange kind of comic phenomena. Her mother, who is Miss Liberty, was introduced, I think, in 1967 in Tomahawk. I don't remember what issue, 82 or something like that. But the story arc is involved in like the 1800s. So her mother appeared in 1967. Her first appearances is like in 1945 in the Boy Commandos #1 or something like that. Just a strange kind of time. I don't know even how to explain it. But this is the death of her mother and the origin of her appearance or as a character. Really good if you want to get this. Number 45 from May 1985. Convoluted history, but then again, when you figure it out, it's really cool. I would pick this up issue if you read it. If you see my DC First Ladies of DC Comics on Liberty Bell, you'll see part of this issue in there, and you'll love it. I'm sure you will. Okay, so the whole point of this dollar bin haul was to go to the LCS and find as many DC Universe copies that I could find. Well, I ended up only finding one, and this is the one that I found. So it's Batman number 507 from May 1984. And you see it's a DC Universe logo. And right off the bat, it was like the third book I looked at. I found it. And all the other books I looked at for the next hour and 55 minutes, I never found another one. Kelly Jones cover. I picked this off on the newsstand. I followed the whole Night Quest series as it came out. I thought it was really great. I loved it. I think it's one of the best storylines to appear in comics today, up to this date. I hate this cover. I hate it. But it's a key. First appearance of Curtis Basse or Bass, corrupt businessman who tried to replace the Joker. I've seen a lot of people show this, and they had several issues for $5. This one they labeled for $1. Batman number 450, July 1990. So I decided to grab it, but I think the cover is really, really terrible. I don't know who the artist is, but he doesn't know how to draw. It's really blocky and non-stylistic. The autonomy is not correct. But who am I to argue with keys, right? Right. I already have this one. But again, this is a great cover. If it's for $1 and it's high grade, you're not going to pass it up. Tom Mandrake cover of Two-Face and Catwoman. Look at that thigh. You can see part of her ass. Just a great cover. This is $3.98 from August 1986. I already had it, but I'm not passing this up for $1. Just great art. I haven't read it. I hope Tom Mandrake does the interior work. Because if he does, it's going to be a terrific issue. So again, I'll iterate that I am a Golden Age collector. I love everything Golden Age. Because there's so much to discover in the Golden Age. And I'm always discovering new things. I love it. The books are unique. They're like one of a kind almost. So anything Bronze Age or Copper, which is a subsidiary of Bronze, has to even tie in with the Golden Age. I would love to pick up. So, Shazam Family. This is DC Comics presents number 34, June 1981. You got Shazam, you got Captain Marvel Jr., and you got Mary Marvel there. I said number 34. And I want to read it. I want to read this. Because you understand that at one time, even though this was the first superhero in comics, this superhero was outselling this guy by a lot in the 40s. I don't know. 50% of the collectors know this. Some of them don't. So DC decided, we're going to sue Fawcett. This guy's outselling our character. We have the money because we're a bigger company. We're going to sue them. They tied him up in court until the 50s. Fawcett decided just to give in. They didn't lose. They decided, we're going to give in because we just can't afford to keep litigating anymore. And then what happened? DC decided to purchase the property from Fawcett. Detective Comics. So anything with these DC dollar comics from 1980, 1979, I always want to pick up when I find them for $1. I didn't have this one. This is number 492. And it has beautiful, 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 beautiful Don Newton art in it. Now, unfortunately, Don Newton died at a young age. I'm not sure. I think it was in his 50s. But he was just a prolific artist. I loved his art. So I didn't have this one in the collection, and I just had to pick it up. Okay, moving on. Detective Comics, number 497. Nice Batgirl cover. Batgirl was still. So this is what, 1980. She appeared in 67, so that's 13 years. But just, I never understood why they had to put her in high heels. And they had to work her in high heels. But just a beautiful Jim Apparel cover. Batgirl is a murderer. You want to figure out what's going on in here. And just, yeah, for $1, that's something anybody will pick up. And Don Heck did a lot of the backup features that had Batgirl. Not the best artist to do her, but now it's become classic. So the LCS had a lot of the hardware comics, the Milestone, DC imprint, hardware later issues. I decided to just go with one issue. They had from like 40 up, except for the bigger ones, 47 or whatever, supposed to be low run print run. But this one is a Howard Chaykin cover. So Howard Chaykin decided to do a Golden Age homage. You can see right here he put comics, which didn't appear with the hardware title, except for this only issue. And he's throwing a car, like Action Comics #1 and Fawcett Comics #2. Or, I'm sorry, Wiz Comics #2. And it even says right here, an homage to the Golden Age. So I decided I'm going to grab this one and leave the other ones behind. Howard Chaykin is another one of those artists. You can't find him on a whole lot of series where he does interior work. Great artist, has his own style. Especially American Flag. If you can ever find American Flag, you definitely want to, excuse me, you want to read the first, I think it's 12 issues. What else do I got? Another Detective Comics. Now this, if they had done a better background than brown, would have been a lot better cover. So this is number 504 from 1981. I'm a completist when it comes to Detective Comics from the 80s and the 70s. Didn't have this one. Beautiful Jim Apparel cover. Wish they would have had probably done a purple or yellow background or red background instead of brown. But a pretty decent copy for $1. Now the next one I already have, but this is the brand cereal edition. So I believe this came inside a cereal box. This is a nice high-grade copy right here from 1980, September. This was a 3-issue run, The Untold Legends of the Batman. All the Jim Apparel covers and interior work. And if you find the regular series or the branded serials, pick it up. The artwork is really good. I don't know who does. Let me say, I don't remember who does the writing on the scripts, but I do remember this being super good and entertaining. So you want to pick it up. Beautiful Jim Apparel rendition of Batman right there. Speaking of Batman, we have issue number 311 from 1979. This is Dr. Phosphorus. Is that what it's called? Yep. And he's back. You got a Batgirl on the cover. Who does this cover? I don't even know. I couldn't even guess who does this cover. Dick Giordano, maybe? Yep, that's who does it. He signed it. 311, nice copy of this from May 1979. Anytime you get a Dr. Phosphorus cover, you can hope that the colorist will put a lot of green into it, which they did on this one. Moving on. Brave and the Bold, 195. What's significant about this? This is the first and maybe the last time that iVampire is in DC continuity. So he was a backup feature and then a main feature for a couple issues into House of Mystery. And this was DC's answer to Tomb of Dracula by Marvel. Now, supposedly there's some kind of property coming up, maybe a movie that has to do with iVampire. This may be one you want to pick up if you can find it in the dollar bin. Graded Jim Apparel art on the interiors and the cover. And again, first iVampire in continuity from February 1983. Okay, so the next, so I said that these were all dollar books. Well, I guess I lied to you because these next 4, 5, 6, 7 books were half off price. These were at the Free Comic Book half price sale. They're all the same series, and these are the Monster of Frankenstein #2. Michael Plug cover, Gary Friedrich on the scripts from 1973. It's a nice cover with kind of a Bride of Frankenstein thing going on. We got #4. So these were $2.50 a piece. Again, Gary Friedrich on the script, Mike Plugo on the art, July 1973. And then we got #5 from September 1973. Continuing with Mike Plug on the art, Gary Friedrich on the scripts. And I keep mentioning their names because they're not going to be on the title forever. This is #7 from 1973. And these were all $2.50. That's definitely not a Mike Plug cover. It's weird how Mike Plug started on Werewolf by Night and only lasted a few issues. Then he started on the Monster of Frankenstein. He only lasted a few issues. Was he in demand? I don't know what was going on. This is Doug Monk on the scripts and Val Mayrick on the art. This is #13 from 1974. These are all mid to higher grade copies. So this is #14 from January 75. And these were all $2.50. This next cover is Gilkane. Very obvious by the muscles and the inking right here. It's a Gilkane cover. And this is from March 1975. And this is #16 from May 75. Who does this cover? I couldn't tell you. These are not exactly that easy to find in back issue bins. Great robot cover by Hannikin and Adkins. July 75. Nice robot cover. So the last book was the one I picked up with the dollar books. I paid $7 for it. It was a higher grade DC book. And it's the Atom #33. I believe this is a Gilkane cover. Don't quote me on that 100%. I know you guys don't quote me for everything, but I bought it just because of the grade. They had another issue for $7, but the grade was not quite as good as this. What is this? Probably like a 6.5 maybe. And these books don't show up in back issue bins every now and then. So that's it. That's my haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. I haven't done anything in a while, so I got more Golden Book Age coming in the mail. I think two or three books are coming this week. But Golden Age, it's where it's at. But I know a lot of you guys prefer Marvel, DC, and Bronze Age and Silver. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's the Bronze Age and Silver stories are always good. I've never read anything that was terrible. I appreciate all of you tuning into this video. Tell me what you think. What did you like? What didn't you like? What are you collecting? Are you buying new comics still these days? And what's going on in your life when it comes to comic books. This is Nighttiger saying peace out, and I'll definitely be back.